Sadtu in the Eastern Cape called on the Education Department to close all schools in the province. This after 180 pupils tested positive for COVID-19 at one school. The union's provincial secretary, Chris Mndingi, joins us to explain the reason behind their call. Thank you very much, Chris, for joining us. Obviously, a terrible revelation that so many students at one school could contract the virus. And of course, you're calling for all schools to close. Why all schools?
The reason for us to say all schools is because we anticipated this thing long before it happened, that the schools in the Eastern Cape were not really ready. And we made that clarion call to say, can this thing be delayed in the Eastern Cape of reopening of schools? Because to us, it appeared from the word go, it was tantamount to malicious compliance. And indeed, as the schools reopened on the 8th, we observed and analyzed the situation. On the 17th is when we gathered that necessary and very valuable information, when we realized that we were not wrong to say the Eastern Cape, as the Department of Education, is not ready because of the prevailing conditions in the schools. A case at point is what we've just made reference to now. In one school to have such a situation. We are really sorry for those parents and learners because they didn't get into that situation because of their own will or their doing. They have been compelled to be where we would allege they contracted the disease at school. So we feel, in respect of the call by the president himself, by the minister herself, that let's prevent the spread of the virus by all means. Let's prevent any unnecessary death as it would be related to COVID-19. As law-abiding citizens then, when such calls from those high-respected office is made, we felt we need to comply. Now, we don't want a Sadtu Eastern Cape to be counted amongst those that would, in the near future, be judged by history of having failed to prevent this from befalling anyone, whether a learner, a teacher, or a non-academic staff member. It's really paining us to hear such stories. In the Eastern Cape, from the 8th to now, quite a number of schools have closed. In all fairness, now we are saying, let everybody ascertain the situation as being conducive for learning and teaching, not rush things for the sake of rushing things.
Yeah.
Remember, as Sadtu, we committed long time ago that we are prepared to go an extra mile. You would recall we've been doing that voluntarily, even before there has been this scourge of the virus, of going on morning classes, afternoon classes, weekend classes, holidays, and so on. Hence, many people witnessed the trick results of the Eastern Cape improving for the past 3 years. It's because of the commitment that we made.
Yeah.
Because we regard ourselves as patriots.
Chris, I wanted to just intervene there and just to ask you, you've obviously called for all the schools in the Eastern Cape to close. Who in government have you spoken to, and what joy have you heard in terms of a response?
We have written to the office of the Premier. We have also written to the office of the Superintendent General of the Department of Education. We are pleased to announce that today we will be sitting with the HOD and his entourage at 5 this coming afternoon to discuss these pertinent issues that propelled us or compelled us to make this clarion call that let all schools close. We want to reason with the that be so that we arrive at a reasonable conclusion. Because in essence, we don't want to be mean to children, but we are doing this in the interest of saving their lives and that of their family members from this brutal, merciless virus called COVID-19.
Yeah. Chris, of course, the most important thing is people's health. But given what you're calling for, do you think that from the Eastern Cape's perspective, this could be the end of the 2020 academic year?
No, that's not what we are envisaging. We are envisaging a situation where you put everything on hold, do what is supposed to be done in ensuring that those schools are safe, testing has been done, as is the case even in other countries. As you can see, that sport has started. All those players have been tested. So we expect the same to happen. It's not that we are just making a call without a plan B as to what would happen next. We are further suggesting, as we will suggest this afternoon, that look, there are schools that have hostels that can be disinfected and deep cleaning be done, and learners from those day schools be moved, in particular grade 12. At least for other phases, you delay their coming back, because we are still now grappling with these serious challenges only when 2 grades have returned. How much more will be the reported cases come next week?
Yeah, very important.
We feel then if we don't make this clarion call, we would be failing not only the members of the organization, but the entire society. The rationale being that we view ourselves as the torchbearers of the society, and we believe we have what it takes to be their mouthpieces and to lead the way. Because now all we are witnessing is that people are being compelled to open schools. You would imagine when learners want to speak up, they are still told to keep quiet about this if there is anyone who has tested or who is a suspect in a particular school. That begins to promote the issue of dishonesty, and issues of trust are at stake, because we want to stop the spread or limit the spread and save souls. Because to us as South African Democratic Teachers Union, as you alluded to that fact earlier on, life cannot be rearranged, but curriculum and education can be rearranged. For argument's sake, we are saying if you delay, you would have to curtail on the syllabus dictates which are man-made, but this death is not man-made. And we live once in this world, as enshrined even in the constitution of the country, that let's respect life, because people have right to life, have right to safe environment, as there is add to that effect, Occupational Health and Safety Act. So as law-abiding citizens, we are pleading with authorities that can we indeed live to expectation and walk the talk of respecting the laws of this country.
Chris, we're going to wish you good luck for that meeting that you're having with the HOD at 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for your time, sir. That was Chris Mndingi. He's the Provincial Secretary of the Eastern Cape of Sadtu.